Have you ever thought an extra loaf of bread could change a destiny? Can a single mother, with just a few coins in her pocket, touch the heart of a cold billionaire? And if you were a man who lost everything, what would you do when you see a hungry child, eyes lighting up for a piece of bread? Imagine a simple moment under the warm yellow lights of a bakery, opening up an unexpected journey of love and hope. Sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? But this is the story we're about to explore today. Have you ever experienced a life-changing moment? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear. Under the gentle yellow lights of Sunlit Bakes, the aroma of baked flour blends with the crackling sound of the oven, like a soothing melody in the heart of San Francisco. Rustic wooden tables covered with white linen, small lavender flower vases dotting the space, create a luxurious yet cozy atmosphere. Outside, the October-autumn wind blows through, carrying the chill from Fisherman's Wharf, fogging up the large glass panes. Each sandwich displayed on the counter, from crunchy sourdough to soft brioche, seems to invite affluent customers through the door. In the farthest corner of the store, Ethan Caldwell sits alone, his tall frame in a snug, dark gray Armani suit, exuding an air of cold authority. This 42-year-old man, a famous tech billionaire, is the center of attention without even trying. His black hair, speckled with a few silver strands, is neatly combed, his deep blue eyes icy, but deep within lies an unspoken loneliness. In front of him is a garlic butter sandwich untouched, steam still rising, and a black coffee long gone cold. Ethan grips his phone tightly, the screen's light casting on his face, but his mind is elsewhere. 7 years ago, an accident took away the wife he loved, leaving him with a tech empire and a broken heart. Since then, Ethan's world consists only of numbers, contracts, and suffocating silence. The bell on the door jingles, pulling Ethan from his thoughts. A young woman steps in, her gray coat worn at the shoulders, her canvas shoes torn at the toes, holding the hand of a little girl. Lily Harper, 27, her brown hair hastily tied, her brown eyes shining with resilience despite her tired face. Beside her is Mia, 5, wearing an oversized old sweater, her hair in 2 braids, her eyes clear but her breath faint due to asthma. Lily clutches Mia's hand, as if afraid of losing her most precious thing. She was once a talented artist, but now, working as a cleaner just enough to get by. Lily's hands tremble as she approaches the counter, her voice small but determined. "Can I have leftover bread, please?" The counter staff shakes her head, sounding apologetic. "Sorry, we don't have any leftovers today." Lily nods slightly, masking her disappointment, then turns to Mia, smiling gently. "It's okay, sweetie. I will find something for you to eat." Mia nods, but her shallow coughs echo, small yet sharp, cutting into Lily's heart. Ethan, from his table, happens to overhear. He looks up, his gaze landing on the mother and child. Something about Mia's cough, in the way Lily cradled her child, made his heart ache. He remembered the distant days when his wife would cradle their daughter, singing lullabies under the moonlight. Lily leads Mia to the door, but the little girl suddenly stops, pointing to the sandwich on Ethan's table, innocently asking, "Mommy, does that bread taste good?" Lily turns pale, pulling her child back, whispering, "Mia, don't. We're not here to ask." But Ethan, for some reason, stands up, his deep voice rising. "Would you like this sandwich, little one?" He slides the plate over, his movements slow yet firm. Lily is startled, her eyes meeting Ethan's, both embarrassed and determined. I don't want to impose," she says, her voice trembling. Ethan shrugs, trying to appear cold. "I can't finish it. It'd be a waste." But as he speaks, his hand accidentally taps the edge of the plate, causing the sandwich to fall to the floor. The thud, resonates through the silent bakery. A few customers turn to look. Ethan blushes, bends to pick up the sandwich awkwardly. "Sorry, let me get another." Lily unexpectedly giggles, her first smile of the day, like sunlight piercing through clouds. Mia claps, her voice clear. "Mister, you're so clumsy." At that moment, amidst Mia's innocent laughter, Ethan feels his heart beat again, for the first time in 7 years. Lily eventually accepts the sandwich, carefully cutting it small, feeding Mia piece by piece. The little girl devours it eagerly, cheeks flushed, but coughs again, prompting Lily to grip her child's hand tightly. Ethan quietly observes, his gaze not leaving the mother and daughter. The crackling of the oven, the fragrant smell of bread, and Mia's soft coughs merge into a strange melody, awakening something within him. He doesn't know their names, nor their story, but in that moment, Ethan feels an unspoken connection, as if an invisible thread is pulling him out of darkness. When Lily and Mia leave, Ethan remains standing, clenching the cold coffee cup. Outside, the autumn wind howls, carrying the sea breeze from Fisherman's Wharf. He looks through the glass, the silhouettes of the mother and child fading into the dim street lamps. But little does Ethan know that Lily, the young mother, is hiding a secret related to him. And this seemingly simple moment will open up a journey that changes their lives forever. Have you ever encountered a moment that made your heart flutter like Ethan's? Share your story in the comments and hit subscribe to True Millionaire Moments to follow this emotional journey. Oh, where are you listening to this story from? San Francisco, New York, or somewhere else in the world? We'd love to know. The sound of ocean waves lapping against Fisherman's Wharf was quiet, yet persistent, like the heartbeat of a San Francisco sinking into the autumn dusk. In a small, shabby apartment, just a few blocks from the wharf, Lily Harper sat by an old wooden table, the faint yellow light casting on her face. The flimsy curtain fluttered, revealing cracks on the wall, telling the story of struggling days. In front of her was a sandwich from Sunlit Bakes, something she and Mia received last night from a strange man, Ethan Caldwell. Lily carefully cut the bread into small pieces, feeding it to Mia, a 5-year-old girl sitting on a worn-out rug, drawing with nearly worn-out crayons. Mia, with her hair braided into 2 pigtails, looked up, her clear eyes sparkling. "Mommy, the bread is so good," the little girl said, her clear voice mixed with a slight cough. Lily smiled, but her smile couldn't hide the worry in her eyes. "Eat slowly, dear," she whispered, stroking Mia's hair. Her hand trembled, not just because of the chill seeping through the door cracks, but also because of the memory of that man's eyes, cold but slightly warm, as if he too bore an unspeakable wound. Lily didn't know why he gave her the bread, but she felt an unspoken connection, like an invisible thread pulling her closer to him, though she dared not hope. Not far away, in a luxurious office in downtown San Francisco, Ethan sat before a computer screen, the blue light flickering on his face. The Armani suit was still impeccable, but his deep blue eyes were no longer as cold as they were last night. He couldn't forget Mia's smile, her soft cough, and Lily's resolute gaze. "She didn't ask for herself," Ethan murmured, gripping his pen tightly. "She asked for her child." The image reminded him of memories of his late wife holding their daughter, singing lullabies under the moonlight. Ethan shook his head, trying to dispel the memories. But for the first time in 7 years, his heart raced, as if trying to break down the walls of loneliness he had built. Without much thought, Ethan called his assistant, his voice deep but decisive. "Find an apartment near Fisherman's Wharf, the old neighborhood. Don't ask why." He said no more, but a plan was already forming in his mind. Early the next morning, before the dawn could touch the wharf, Ethan quietly placed a small gift box at Lily's apartment door. A bag of groceries, a few inhalers for children, and a small teddy bear he thought Mia would like. He stood silently in the dark, his breath blending with the sea breeze, and left before anyone saw him. The sound of waves crashing in the distance seemed to remind him that this action was not just an act of kindness, but a first step to heal his own heart. Lily woke up to a gentle knock on the door, but when she opened it, no one was there. Just a small gift box, wrapped in simple craft paper, placed right on the doorstep. She frowned, her heart pounding with suspicion. "Who would do this?" she whispered, her hands trembling as she opened the box. Inside were the inhalers she had longed to buy for Mia, along with a teddy bear with shiny button eyes. Mia rushed over, hugging the bear tightly, smiling brightly. "Mommy, did the bread man send this? I want to draw him." Lily laughed, but her smile quickly faded. Mia looked up, holding the bear tightly, her eyes shining bright. "Mommy, I know. The bread man is the man at the bakery yesterday, right? He gave me delicious bread." Lily paused, her hand lightly clutching the inhalers, her voice gentle but slightly worried. "Don't call him that, Mia. I'm not sure who he is." Mia tilted her head, her voice innocent. "But he's nice, Mommy. He looked at me like Dad in the picture I drew." Lily's face went pale. Her eyes glanced out the window, heart racing. "Don't say that, dear," she whispered, her voice trembling. "He's just a passerby." But in her mind, a luxurious office from 6 years ago flashed by, where she had once left a painting that could relate to that man. That afternoon, at Sunlit Bakes, Ethan returned, not sure why. Perhaps to check if the mother and daughter would show up. A young girl with a bright smile, an employee at the bakery, handed him a folded piece of paper. "The little girl from yesterday asked me to give this to the bread man," she said, her eyes sparkling. Ethan opened it, taken aback. It was a drawing of a tall man in a suit, with a giant sandwich for a head, next to the scribbled words, "Thank you, bread man." He suddenly burst into a rare laugh, lighting up the corner of the bakery. "This little girl," he murmured, gently stroking the drawing, his heart aching, not from pain but from a strange feeling, like the first sunshine after a storm. But as Ethan tucked the drawing into his pocket, he didn't know that Lily, the young mother, stood before another strange gift box at her apartment door. The sound of ocean waves continued outside the wharf. But what was inside this gift box would make her confront a secret that she had buried long ago. The sound of drizzling rain tapping on the window of a shabby apartment near Fisherman's Wharf played like a sad melody harmonizing with Lily Harper's heavy breaths. In the dim yellow light, she stood silently, clutching a small gift box tightly. The second mysterious gift box that appeared at her doorstep last night. Unlike the first box with food and medicine, inside there was only an old, slightly yellowed photo featuring a vibrant, abstract painting. Swirling lines, reminiscent of her youthful dreams. Taped to the corner of the photo was a small white paper with the logo of Ethan Caldwell's tech company, the mysterious man who had given her bread at Sunlit Bakes. Lily's heart pounded, her breath nearly halting. 6 years ago, she painted that piece for an upscale tech office in San Francisco when she was still a promising artist. But then, pregnant with Mia, she refused the big contract and disappeared from the art world. Why this painting?" she whispered, her eyes glancing over to Mia, her 5-year-old daughter clutching her teddy bear, sleeping soundly on the worn rug. Lily slumped onto the chair, her hands trembling as she caressed the photo. Memories flooded back. The glaring lights of the gallery, a collaboration offer from an assistant named Sarah, and the family pressure when she got pregnant, unexpectedly. She chose Mia, abandoned her dreams, and cut off contact with her father, Robert Hayes, a wealthy businessman. But now, this photo felt like a warning. Someone knew about her past. "Is it him?" Lily mumbled, thinking of Ethan, the man with the cold but slightly warm eyes. She didn't want to believe he was investigating her, but the company logo on the paper made her suspicious. The rain continued tapping, urging her to face a secret she had buried for too long. A few miles away, in the tech headquarters adorned with neon lights in downtown San Francisco, Ethan Caldwell sat in front of a row of computer screens, his face icy but his deep blue eyes tense. The sound of keyboards clack continuously, like the heartbeat of an empire facing crisis. This morning, social media exploded with vicious rumors. Ethan exploiting a poor single mother to boost his image, accompanied by a photo of him at Sunlit Bakes with Lily and Mia. The photo, taken by a paparazzi, was released by Nathan Reed, Ethan's long-standing rival. Nathan, an ambitious tech billionaire, was competing with Ethan for a multi-billion-dollar AI contract with the government. He hired paparazzi to follow Ethan, and upon finding an opportunity, twisted the story into a cheap PR stunt. "Humane billionaire or fraudster," the news headline screamed, accompanied by malicious comments calling Lily a billionaire manipulator. But that was not all. Ethan's company system was hacked at midnight. An important AI prototype destroyed, customer data leaked, causing stock prices to plummet by 15% within hours. The headquarters screens flickered with red errors, employees scurried around, phones rang incessantly. "What does he want?" Ethan roared, slamming the desk, startling his assistant Sarah. Sarah, a dedicated middle-aged woman, looked at Ethan, her voice anxious. "Mr. Caldwell, the partner just canceled the meeting. They want an explanation." Ethan gripped the phone tightly, his eyes sharp as knives. He knew Nathan not only wanted to tarnish his reputation, he wanted to destroy the empire Ethan built from ashes after his wife's death 7 years ago. But deep down, Ethan was worried not just for the company. He worried for Lily and Mia, two strangers who had touched his heart, now dragged into danger because of him. Ethan stood up, walked to the window, gazing down at San Francisco drenched in rain. "Find the source of the hack," he commanded, his voice calm but determined. "And check if Ms. Harper is okay." Sarah nodded, but her eyes flickered with curiosity. She was the one who sent the photo of the painting to Lily's apartment last night, after recognizing her from the paparazzi photo. 6 years ago, Sarah worked with Lily when she painted for Ethan's company office. She didn't tell Ethan, but she hoped the photo would drive him to learn more about Lily, a woman who could heal his heart. But now, that action inadvertently pushed Lily into suspicion and fear. At the Fisherman's Wharf apartment, Lily received a message from a colleague. "Have you seen the news? They say you're exploiting a billionaire." Lily opened her old phone, her hands trembling as she read the headline. "Billionaire exploits poor single mom. What's the real agenda?" She scrolled through the comments, each one piercing like a knife. She staged it on purpose. The child must be a prop. Lily turned off the screen, her face pale, but her eyes fell to Mia, who was drawing another picture, innocently humming. "Mr. Bread, you're so kind." Lily clenched her fists, determined not to let Mia find out. She didn't want to believe Ethan was exploiting them, but the photo in the gift box made her suspicious. "What did I do wrong?" she mumbled, her heart heavy. At noon, Lily took Mia to Sunlit Bakes, hoping to find Ethan to ask about the photo. But as soon as they entered, Mia coughed violently, her little face flushed with an asthma attack. "Mommy, I can't breathe," she whispered, clutching her chest. Lily panicked, holding her daughter, her voice quivering. "Calm down, honey. I have your medicine." But the medication bottle was nearly empty, just a few drops left. The shop attendant, a young girl who once brought Mia's drawing, rushed over. "Ms. Harper, let me call for help." Before Lily could react, Ethan appeared, seemingly out of nowhere in the shop. His Armani suit slightly wrinkled, his eyes filled with concern as he saw Mia coughing. "Little one, breathe slowly," Ethan said, his voice deep but gentle, kneeling beside Mia. He took out a new asthma inhaler from his pocket, handing it to Lily. "You use this." Lily was stunned, her eyes meeting Ethan's, both suspicious yet moved. "Where did you get it?" she asked, her voice firm, but Mia tugged Ethan's hand, weakly saying, "Kind mister. You're Mr. Bread, right?" Ethan blushed, embarrassed. "I just happened to have it." The shop assistant chuckled, and Lily inadvertently blurted out, "Mr. Bread," then quickly covered her mouth, both of them laughing amidst the tense atmosphere. Mia clapped. "Mister, you're so clumsy, like last time." In that moment, Mia's coughing eased, like sunlight piercing through rainy clouds. But as Ethan left the shop, his phone vibrated. Sarah reported an urgent update. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just released fake evidence accusing you of embezzlement. The partner is demanding contract cancellation." Ethan gripped his phone tightly, his eyes sharp as knives. The rain continued its rhythm outside the Sunlit Bakes, where Lily held Mia, her eyes full of concern as she watched Ethan's silhouette fade away. She didn't know the picture in the gift box wasn't from him, and he was quietly doing what he could to protect Mia and her from the storm of crisis looming. But would Lily realize that Ethan, the man she doubted, was fighting not just for his empire, but for the flame of hope she and Mia had ignited in him? The heavy San Francisco rain fell like hammer blows on Lily Harper's heart as she sat in her rundown apartment near Fisherman's Wharf. The dim yellow lights flickered, illuminating Mia's scribbled drawing, a 5-year-old girl lying on a worn carpet, hugging a teddy bear sent by Ethan Caldwell. The drawing depicted Ethan with a giant bread hat, with Bread Uncle scribbled in red crayon. "Mom, he wears such a big hat like this." Mia giggled when she handed the drawing to Lily this morning, a soft cough intermingling, yet not signaling the storm to come. Lily smiled for the first time that day, her voice gentle. "You're naughty, don't tease him." But that smile quickly faded as she looked out the window, rain obscuring the foggy street, and thought about the mysterious photo in the strange gift box. A picture she drew 6 years ago, with Ethan's company logo. "What does he know about me?" she whispered, her heart heavy with doubt. This morning, Lily opened the old phone. Her heart nearly stopped when reading a message from a colleague. "Have you seen the article? They say you're exploiting the billionaire." She skimmed over the screaming headline. "Billionaire exploits poor single mom. What's the real intention?" Malicious comments cut like knives. "She orchestrated it all. The child is a prop." Lily turned off the screen, her face pale, but her gaze fell on Mia, who was humming, "Bread Uncle, he's kind." She clenched her fists, determined not to let her child know. But the photo in the gift box and the spreading rumors made her doubt Ethan, the man with cold, sharp eyes but a warm touch at Sunlit Bakes. "What did I do wrong?" she murmured, her heart feeling suffocated. Miles away, in his neon-lit tech headquarters, Ethan stood before a large screen where his company's stock plummeted 20%. After a hack orchestrated by Nathan Reed. Phones rang incessantly, staff rushed back and forth, the environment tense as a battlefield. "Partners are threatening to cancel AI contracts," Assistant Sarah reported, her voice anxious. Ethan clenched his fists, his Armani suit rumpled after a sleepless night, but his deep blue eyes remained cold, decisive. "Track the hacker's trace," he instructed, his voice steely. Yet deep down, he was not just fighting for his empire. The image of Mia with her coughing, innocent smile and Lily's determined eyes haunted him. "Sarah, check if Ms. Harper has come to Sunlit Bakes," he said, his voice slightly worried. Sarah nodded, not revealing she had sent the drawing photo to Lily's apartment, hoping to connect them, unknowingly pushing Lily into suspicion. By noon, Lily led Mia for a walk through Fisherman's Wharf, hoping the sea air would help her breathe easier. But suddenly, Mia clutched her chest, her small face turning red, her breaths wheezy. "Mom, I can't breathe." Her coughing fit echoed sharply, like knives through Lily's heart. She knelt down, hugging her child, hands trembling as she opened the medicine bottle Ethan gave last time. But only a few drops remained. "Stay calm. I'm here," she said, her voice breaking, but her heart shattered. She rummaged through her bag, only finding a few coins. Not enough for medicine, much less to take Mia to the hospital. Mia grasped her hand, her voice weak. "Mom, the bread uncle. He'll help, right?" Lily froze, her gaze then falling on the teddy bear in Mia's hand, then the memories of Ethan. "No, darling," she said, her voice firm. "We don't need anyone's help." But Mia's coughing forced her to rush into the rain, carrying her child to the nearest San Francisco hospital. In the emergency room, cold white lights illuminated Lily's rain-soaked, tear-streaked face. "My daughter has asthma. Please save her," she pleaded with the nurse, her voice trembling. The nurse immediately took Mia to the treatment room, connecting her to a breathing machine, injecting medication, without questioning insurance. Mia gradually stabilized, her breathing even, but an administrative staff approached, politely yet firmly. "Ms. Harper, we've treated your daughter, but since you have no insurance, the bill will be sent later. With this condition, it may reach several $1,000s. Lily's face paled, her hand clutched a silver necklace, a keepsake from her mother, which she intended to sell to pay medical bills. I will find a way," she whispered, voice broken, her gaze dropping to Mia, asleep with a breathing tube in her nose. At the same time, Ethan received a message from a Sunlit Bakes employee. "Ms. Harper took the little girl to the hospital. Her condition is serious." He jumped up, abandoning his meeting, rushing into his car in the torrential rain. The tires screeched on the wet road, echoing his heart's rapid thumping. Upon reaching the hospital, he saw Lily sitting outside the emergency room, head bowed, clutching the sparkling silver necklace. "Ms. Harper, how is Mia?" he asked, his voice deep but worried. Lily looked up, her eyes swollen, full of doubt. "What are you doing here? Don't tell me you just happened to pass by." Ethan silently handed her an envelope containing a check enough to cover the hospital bill. "Use this," he said, his voice gentle. Lily was taken aback, but her pride caused her to push his hand away. "I don't need your pity. And don't think I believe you after those rumors." Ethan tried to explain, but the nurse came out. "Ms. Harper, the child is stable but needs a few more days of monitoring." Lily nodded, her vision blurred, her trembling hand touching her necklace, preparing to remove it. Without hesitation, Ethan stepped to the receptionist. "Put the bill on me. I'll cover it all." Lily was stunned, her gaze sweeping over Ethan, mixed with anger and emotion. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, voice breaking. Ethan looked straight into her eyes. "Because I can't let that little girl suffer. You owe me nothing." A silence enveloped them, only the beeping of Mia's ventilator echoing from the room, like the rhythm of their hearts merging. Mia, just waking up, looked through the glass, waving weakly. You're kind." Ethan smiled, his eyes softening, but he said nothing. Lily held Mia, tears streaming, but her doubt still simmered within her. The rain continued tapping on the hospital windows, reminding that the crisis storm had not passed. Ethan's phone buzzed, Sarah calling, her voice urgent. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just released a fake video, staging your meet with Ms. Harper as a PR stunt. He's threatening to sue you in federal court. Stocks are collapsing." Ethan clenched his phone, his eyes cold, like an animal cornered. He looked at Lily, her gaze still full of doubt, hand clutching her sparkling silver necklace. But did Ethan realize that necklace, the one she always wore, is hiding a secret related to him, and a past neither of them ever expected? The tapping rain hit the windows of the small cafe near Fisherman's Wharf, like a sad melody accompanying Lily Harper's heavy breathing. The dim light from the string of bulbs cast shadows on her face, still bearing traces of tears after stressful hours at San Francisco hospital. In front of her was a cold cup of coffee and a silver necklace, an heirloom from her mother, something she almost sold to pay Mia's hospital bills. Lily clenched the necklace, her fingers brushing over the faint engraving. Robert, her biological father's name, who cut off contact when she became pregnant with Mia 6 years ago. She looked out the window where rain obscured the street and thought of Ethan Caldwell, the billionaire who had just paid Mia's hospital bill, but was also someone she doubted due to malicious rumors and the mysterious painting photo in the strange gift box. "Who is he really?" she whispered, her heart mixed with doubt and a strange feeling, as if fate was drawing her closer to him. A few miles away, in a technology headquarters glowing with neon lights, Ethan stood in front of a large screen where his company's stocks plunged 20% after a fake video released by Nathan Reed. The clattering of keyboards echoed, like the heartbeat of an empire facing a crisis. The staged video showed Ethan meeting Lily at Sunlit Bakes as a PR stunt, with threats to sue him in federal court for defrauding investors. "He wants to destroy me at all costs," Ethan growled, slamming the table hard, startling his assistant, Sarah. His Armani suit was crumpled, but his deep blue eyes remained sharp and determined. "Find evidence that the video was edited," he ordered, his voice as steady as steel. But deep down, he wasn't just worried about the company. The image of Mia lying in the hospital bed, wheezing, and Lily's resilient eyes moved him. For the first time in 7 years, since his wife's death. Sarah, standing next to Ethan, hesitated. "Mr. Caldwell, about Ms. Harper. I've sent the painting photo to her apartment. I think you should know who she is." Ethan turned, his eyes sharp. "Which painting?" Sarah lowered her head, her voice apologetic. 6 years ago, Ms. Harper painted an abstract piece for our office. I recognized her from the paparazzi photos Nathan released." Ethan froze, memories of the bright painting in his office flooding back. A painting his wife loved, hanging above her desk before the accident took her away. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice lowered. Sarah nodded, unaware that her actions had caused Lily to suspect Ethan of investigating her. In the afternoon, Lily left the hospital, where Mia was under observation for a few more days. She entered the cafe near Fisherman's Wharf, hoping to find some quiet to think. But as she sat down, she was startled when Ethan appeared, his suit crumpled but still exuding authority. "Ms. Harper," he said, his voice low, pulling a chair to sit opposite. Lily grasped the coffee cup, her eyes suspicious. "Are you following me? Or just happened to pass by?" Ethan shook his head, his eyes gentle but determined. "I came for Mia, and for you. I need to explain about the rumors." Lily gave a dry laugh, her voice firm. "Explain? That you're not using us for PR? Or about the painting photo you sent?" Ethan was stunned, his eyes darkening. "Painting? I didn't send anything." Lily frowned, took the photo from her bag and pushed it across the table. "Here's your company logo. Don't tell me you don't know." Ethan picked up the photo, his hand trembling slightly as he recognized the painting. Not just because it hung in his office, but because his wife once said it was like a dream resurrected. "I didn't send this," he said, his voice low. "But I know the painting. means something to me." Lily was stunned, her eyes shifting over Ethan, suspicion gradually giving way to curiosity. "What does it mean?" A silence enveloped them, only the sound of rain pattering outside the window. Ethan took a deep breath, his voice hoarse. 7 years ago, I lost my wife in an accident. She loved this painting, said it made her feel hopeful. I've kept it in my office since then." Lily paled, her hand gripping the necklace, her heart pounding. I painted it 6 years ago," she whispered, her voice shaking. "When I was still an artist, before I became pregnant with Mia and gave everything up." Ethan looked at her, his eyes momentarily emotional. "You gave up your dream for Mia?" Lily nodded, her eyes misting. "And my father, Robert Hayes, disowned me for it." The name Robert took Ethan aback. He looked at the necklace Lily gripped tightly, its silver gleaming under the light. "Robert Hayes, founder of Hayes Realty?" he asked, his voice low. Lily nodded, her voice breaking. "He didn't want a daughter who got pregnant unexpectedly. This necklace is all I have left, a gift from my mother, engraved with his name." Ethan was silent. Memories of Robert Hayes, a former business partner who refused collaboration after Ethan's wife's death, rushed back. He said nothing, but his heart ached, as if fate was linking them with invisible threads. Suddenly, Mia, brought to the cafe by a nurse after stabilizing, ran up, hugging Lily's leg. "Mommy, the bread man." The little girl held a new drawing depicting Ethan with a smaller bread, giggling. "He doesn't wear the big hat anymore because he's nice." Lily unexpectedly chuckled, her voice gentle. "You're naughty. Don't call him the bread man." Ethan smiled, his eyes lighting up but quickly masking it with a cold demeanor. "This little girl, she's creative." In that moment, between the rain and Mia's laughter, Ethan and Lily felt a deep connection, as if two wounded hearts found each other. But the ringing of Ethan's phone broke the moment. Sarah called, her voice urgent. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just threatened to sue you in federal court for defrauding investors. The fake video is going viral. Stocks are collapsing." Ethan gripped the phone tightly, his eyes cold, like a beast cornered. The rain continued pattering outside the cafe, where Lily hugged Mia, her eyes momentarily trusting Ethan, but still clenched the silver necklace. She didn't know that the necklace and the painting held deeper secrets about Ethan and her father. But would Lily dare to reveal the truth about the necklace? Or would she continue to doubt the man fighting for the flame of hope she and Mia kindled? The wind whistled through the cracks of the shabby apartment near Fisherman's Wharf, like a cold whisper mingling with Lily Harper's heavy breathing. The dim yellow light shone on her hand, tightly gripping the silver necklace. A keepsake from her mother, engraved with the name Robert, her biological father, who had cut off contact when she was pregnant with Mia 6 years ago. Before her lay a new letter, an immaculate white envelope with firm handwriting, which had been slipped through the door this morning. Lily stood still, her heart pounding, as if the letter were a bomb waiting to explode. Mia, her 5-year-old daughter, sat on a worn carpet, doodling a new picture, humming, "Mr. Bread, Mommy and me, Bread Family." The little girl giggled, holding up the drawing. Ethan and Lily stood next to each other, holding sandwiches, with Mia in the middle hugging a teddy bear. Lily smiled gently, her voice soft. "You're so naughty. Don't draw him like that." But her smile quickly faded when she looked at the letter. "Mommy, open the letter," Mia urged, her voice clear amidst a soft cough. Lily took a deep breath, her hands trembling as she tore open the envelope. The letter was from Robert Hayes, her father, a wealthy real estate businessman who had once disowned her for being a shame due to an unwanted pregnancy. The first lines made her turn pale. "Lily, I want to make amends. Mia is my granddaughter, and I want to raise her, to give her a better life. Robert promised to cover Mia's asthma treatment with top doctors and to include her in the family inheritance, as he had no other descendants. But the final line cut like a knife. If you refuse, I will sue for custody of Mia. You are not fit to raise her. The wind howled more fiercely, as if urging Lily to confront a painful secret from the past. She clutched her necklace, her eyes blurred with tears as she recalled the day her father threw her out, calling her the family's disgrace. I will not lose Mia, she whispered, her voice trembling but determined. Miles away, in a tech headquarters aglow with neon lights, Ethan Caldwell stood before a large screen, where his company's stock had plummeted 20% following a fabricated video released by Nathan Reed. The clatter of keyboards echoed, like the heartbeat of an empire facing crisis. Nathan, a longtime rival, not only spread a doctored video of Ethan meeting Lily at Sunlit Bakes as a PR stunt, but was now holding a live press conference, inviting major stakeholders to pressure Ethan into resigning as CEO. Ethan's phone vibrated, a video alert from his assistant Sarah. Mr. Caldwell, Nathan is holding a press conference releasing the fake video. He's invited major shareholders, demanding your resignation. Ethan turned on the video, seeing Nathan at the microphone, voice triumphant. Ethan Caldwell exploited a poor single mother for PR, and I have proof. Ethan grasped the phone tightly, his eyes cold as if he were an animal cornered. Sarah whispered, "He's also been in touch with Robert Hayes, exploiting Miss Harper's family drama." Ethan stood still, his gaze darkening. Robert Hayes? He contacted Robert? Sarah nodded, her voice concerned. I found old documents. Robert once collaborated with your wife on an art project involving a painting Miss Harper did. Ethan was taken aback, memories of his wife flooding back. She had loved Lily's abstract painting, hanging it in her office as a symbol of hope. Look into Robert's letter, he ordered, his voice low. He was unaware that the letter was pushing Lily into a new storm, where she must fight to keep Mia, with Nathan exploiting the situation to ruin him. That afternoon, Ethan drove past Fisherman's Wharf, stopping in front of Lily's apartment. He knocked on the door, his heart pounding, uncertain why he was here. Lily opened the door, her eyes red, clutching the letter. You've come coincidentally? She asked, her voice cold but slightly trembling. Ethan shook his head, his eyes gentle. I heard Mia was discharged from the hospital. Is she okay? Lily nodded, but her eyes were full of suspicion. You know my father, Robert Hayes, don't you? Ethan nodded, his voice deep. I worked with him, before I lost my wife. But I didn't know he would do this to you. Lily pushed the letter across the table, her voice breaking. He wants to take Mia. He says I'm not fit to raise her. Ethan read the letter, his hand gripping tightly, anger flaring in his eyes. He can't do this, he said, his voice low. I'll help you. Lily shook her head, pride making her bite her lip. I don't need help. I lost everything once. I won't lose Mia. Ethan looked at her, a flicker of emotion in his eyes. You're not alone, Lily. I know what it feels like to lose someone you love. Silence enveloped them. Only the wind's whistle remained, like their hearts beating in unison. Mia ran over, hugged Ethan's leg, and held up her bread family drawing. Uncle, Mommy, and me, here's our family. The little girl giggled, a slight cough mixed in. Lily unexpectedly smiled, her voice gentle. You're so naughty, don't draw him like that. Ethan chuckled, his eyes lighting up, but he quickly masked it with a cold expression. This little girl, a future artist indeed. In that moment, between the wind and Mia's laughter, Ethan and Lily felt a deep connection, like two wounded hearts finding each other. But the moment faded as Ethan's phone vibrated again. Sarah called, her voice urgent. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just contacted Robert Hayes proposing to team up against you and Miss Harper. The shareholders are demanding an urgent meeting." Ethan gripped the phone tightly, his eyes turning icy, like an animal cornered. The wind still howled outside the apartment where Lily hugged Mia, her eyes showing a glimmer of trust in Ethan, yet her hands still clenched Robert's letter. Unbeknownst to her, Nathan was exploiting their family drama to destroy them both. But would Lily dare to confront Robert? Or would her fear of losing Mia drown the flame of hope Ethan was fighting to keep alive? The rain in San Francisco covered Fisherman's Wharf, like a gray veil obscuring Lily Harper's shabby apartment. The dim yellow light shone on the letter from Robert Hayes, her father, who threatened to sue for custody of Mia, the 5-year-old girl sitting on the worn carpet, busily drawing a new picture. "Mommy, Mr. Bread is a knight, right?" Mia asked, holding up her scribbled drawing. Ethan in armor with a sandwich as a sword, standing next to Lily and Mia. Lily smiled with a gentle tone. "You're so silly, don't draw him like that." But the smile quickly faded as she held tightly to the silver necklace engraved with Robert, a keepsake from her mother. The rain intensified, urging her to confront the impending family storm. "I won't lose my child," she whispered, her gaze resolute but clouded with fear. A few miles away, in a brightly lit live-stream studio in downtown San Francisco, Ethan Caldwell stood before the camera, his fitted dark gray Armani suit exuding a cold authority. The whir of the camera resonated, like the heartbeat of an empire facing a crisis. Following a fake video released by Nathan Reed, alleging Ethan meeting Lily at Sunlit Bakes as a PR stunt, and threatening federal lawsuits for investor fraud, Ethan's company shareholders demanded an emergency meeting, calling for his resignation as CEO. Ethan clenched his fist, eyes icy blue, yet his heart pounded thinking of Lily and Mia, the two who ignited a flame of hope in him after 7 years of loneliness. "Start the live stream," he commanded, his voice as steel. Assistant Sarah nodded, eyes worried. "Are you sure? Nathan's waiting for you to fall apart." The live stream began. Millions tuned in. Ethan stared directly at the camera, his deep voice resonating. "I am Ethan Caldwell, and today, I'm here to tell the truth. Nathan Reed fabricated a fake video, accusing me of exploiting Lily Harper and her daughter Mia for PR. But they are not props. They are the people who taught me that compassion is stronger than any scheme." He paused, eyes momentarily emotional, as if remembering his late wife. But the drama escalated as the large screen behind Ethan flickered. A video call from Nathan Reed. His face emerged, triumphantly declaring, "Ethan, who do you think you're fooling? I have emails proving you funded this story." Fake emails circulated online. Audience comments exploded. "Fraud! Resign!" Ethan clenched his hand, eyes cold. "Nathan, you're wrong. I'll reveal evidence that your videos were altered." Sarah whispered, "Mr. Caldwell, we have no evidence yet." Ethan looked at her, voice firm. "I trust we will find it." At the Fisherman's Wharf apartment, Lily turned on the live stream on a battered phone, her heart racing hearing her name. Mia clapped. "Mr. Bread's on TV, Mom." Lily clutched her child's hand, eyes wavering between doubt and emotion. "What is he doing?" she whispered, unaware Ethan was risking his reputation to protect her. But the emerging trust was quickly dashed when the doorbell rang. A middle-aged man, dressed in a black suit, stood at the door, voice cold. "Miss Harper, I'm Mr. Robert Hayes' lawyer. He demands you surrender custody of Mia, or we'll go to court." Lily blanched, clutching the letter. "He can't take my daughter." The lawyer smirked. "We have photos of you and the girl living in this apartment, no insurance, unstable. And Mr. Hayes hired a detective to track you since last month." Lily crumbled, her legs buckled, voice trembling. "Detective? He dares—" Mia ran up, hugging her mother's leg, her voice sweet. "The night will chase away the bad guy, right?" The little girl held up her bread night drawing, making the lawyer frown. Lily clutched Mia's hand, eyes sparking with determination. "Get out, now!" She slammed the door, holding her child. Tears streamed down. "I won't let anyone take you," she whispered. Her voice broke. Yet her phone vibrated, Ethan's live stream still ongoing. He looked straight into the camera, voice deep. "Lily Harper isn't a victim. She's the strongest person I've ever met. Mia. She's the light reminding me that life is worth fighting for." Lily froze, clutching her necklace. Doubt within her dissolved, replaced by a strange feeling. As if Ethan was fighting for both her and Mia. Unexpectedly, Ethan walked into the Fisherman's Wharf apartment, his face tense after the live stream. "Lily, I just heard about the lawyer," he said, voice low. Lily turned around, eyes reddened. "You knew he hired a detective? You knew and didn't tell?" Ethan took her hand, voice gentle yet firm. "I just found out from Sarah. I won't let Robert take Mia." His hand was warm, like an anchor in the storm, leaving Lily stunned. Mia ran up, hugging Ethan's leg. "Mr. Knight, save Mommy and me." Ethan chuckled, eyes brightened. This girl, truly an artist. Lily smiled for the first time that day, her eyes briefly trusting. But that moment evaporated when Ethan's phone buzzed. Sarah called, voice urgent. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just contacted Robert Hayes. They're teaming up to sue you and Ms. Harper. The shareholders want you to resign immediately." Ethan tightened his grip on his phone, eyes icy, like a beast cornered. The rain continued to pound outside the apartment, where Lily held Mia, her gaze flickering with determination, yet her hand still clutched Robert's letter. She was unaware Nathan and Robert were both targeting them. The rain echoed a reminder that the crisis still loomed. But would Ethan uncover Nathan's scheme in time? Or would the Nathan-Robert alliance extinguish the flame of hope he and Lily were trying to preserve? Birds chirped outside in the garden, but in Robert Hayes's suburban San Francisco home, the atmosphere was heavy, as if a storm was coming. Lily Harper stood at the door, holding tightly to Mia's hand, a 5-year-old girl with braided hair, hugging the teddy bear given by Ethan Caldwell. The silver necklace, a keepsake from her mother, glistened in the sunlight, engraved with the name Robert as a painful reminder. Robert's letter, her father, still echoed in Lily's mind. "Surrender Mia, or go to court." She took a deep breath, her eyes determined but trembling, preparing to face the father who had rejected her 6 years ago. "Mommy, who's the old man with white hair?" Mia asked in her innocent voice, pointing at the house with the red-tiled roof and white fence. Lily smiled gently, her voice soft. "Don't call him that. He's grandfather." But her smile quickly faded as she pushed open the door, her heart pounding as if stepping into an arena. A few miles away, in a technology headquarters lit by neon lights, Ethan Caldwell stood before a large screen where his team analyzed the fake video released by Nathan Reed. The clicking of keyboards sounded like the heartbeat of an empire facing a crisis. Nathan, a longtime rival, not only staged the video of Ethan meeting Lily as a PR stunt, but also released fabricated emails accusing him of transferring money to bribe her. Yesterday, Nathan teamed up with Robert Hayes, exploiting family drama to pressure Ethan into resigning as CEO. Ethan clenched his fists, his Armani suit wrinkled, his deep blue eyes icy. "Find proof the video was manipulated," he ordered, his voice as solid as steel. Assistant Sarah nodded. "We're close, but Nathan just sent a new email. accusing Ms. Harper of having signed a fraudulent art contract. Ethan froze, his eyes darkening. He's targeting Lily? In Robert's house, Lily entered the living room where sunlight poured through the large window, highlighting his silver hair. Robert, at 60, tall and thin, dressed in a gray suit, stood up, his eyes briefly emotional but quickly cold. "Lily," he said, his voice deep. "You've come for Mia." Lily squeezed her daughter's hand, her voice firm. "You have no right to take her. You abandoned me 6 years ago." Robert bowed his head, his voice raspy. "I was wrong. But Mia deserves a better life. A big house, prestigious schools, top doctors for her asthma." Mia looked up, her voice innocent. "I like staying with Mommy." Lily smiled, her eyes misty, but she held firm. "Mia is my whole world. You can't buy her with money." Robert frowned, his voice sharp. "You have no insurance, no stable income. The court will side with me. And I know you turned down a major art contract because you were pregnant. Nathan Reed told me." Lily's face went pale, gripping her necklace. "Nathan? You teamed up with him?" Robert shook his head. "He only showed me you're incapable of raising Mia." Lily trembled with anger, her voice breaking. "You don't know anything about me." Mia clung to her mother's leg, her voice small. "Don't cry, Mommy. The night will help." Lily laughed, despite the tears streaming down, the image of Ethan flashing in her mind. Simultaneously, at headquarters, Ethan held an emergency meeting with his team, his eyes icy as he read Nathan's fake email accusing Lily of signing a fraudulent art contract 6 years ago. "He wants to destroy her," Ethan growled, pounding the table. Sarah whispered, "We found evidence of the fake video, but Nathan just sent an email to the shareholders, demanding your resignation." Ethan stood up, his voice deep. "Prepare a new live stream. I will expose Nathan." He didn't know that at Robert's house, Lily was facing the biggest pressure of her life. Lily led Mia away from Robert's house, but he called after them. "You have 24 hours to decide, or my lawyer will act." She turned back, her eyes flashing. "I will fight to the end." As she stepped out, her phone buzzed. Ethan's live stream had started. He stood before the camera, his eyes determined. "Nathan Reed staged a fake video to defame me and Lily Harper. But today, I have proof. The video's code has been manipulated." He displayed the code on the screen. Viewers' comments erupted. "Nathan is lying. Protect Lily." Ethan paused, his voice deep. "Lily is not a victim. She's the strongest person I know, and Mia is my light." Lily watched the live stream on her phone, hugging Mia, tears streaming down. "The night!" Mia exclaimed, holding up a drawing. Lily smiled, her eyes showing a flicker of trust in Ethan. But the drama wasn't over. Nathan launched a new attack. Fraudulent documents about Lily's art contract, sent directly to the media, accusing her of deceiving a gallery 6 years ago. The birds singing outside Robert's house seemed to remind Lily that the crisis storm hadn't passed. She clenched her necklace, her eyes flashing with determination. But her heart raced, thinking about Ethan. At headquarters, Ethan ended the live stream, his eyes icy, yet his heart stirred for Lily and Mia. But does Nathan know what Lily is hiding that would leave Ethan stunned? And where will this drama take them? The sound of rain pattered against the window of the small cafe near Fisherman's Wharf, like a sad melody blending with Lily Harper's tense breathing. The dim light from the string lights cast a glow on the silver necklace, a keepsake from her mother, engraved with the name Robert, her father, who threatened to sue for custody of Mia. Lily walked in, her eyes red but determined, her hand gripping the phone, where rumors from Nathan Reed were spreading. She was accused of defrauding the gallery 6 years ago. Ethan Caldwell stood up, his Armani suit wrinkled but still exuding the aura of a CEO with authority. "Ms. Harper, "Is Mia okay?" he asked, his eyes no longer cold but slightly worried. Lily sat down, her voice shaking yet firm. "Nathan and my father are destroying us. What's your plan?" Ethan bowed his head, his fingers lightly stroking the rim of his cold coffee cup, his voice hoarse. "I found traces of Nathan's hacker. He hired someone to create fake emails, accusing you of fraud. But Lily, I'm doing this because you and Mia remind me of my daughter, whom I lost 7 years ago in an accident." Lily was stunned, her hand touching the necklace, her voice small. "My mother also told me to be strong, like how I'm protecting Mia. But I'm scared of losing her." Ethan held her hand, his warmth a support amidst the storm. "You won't lose Mia. I promise." A quiet enveloped them, only the sound of rain, like the heartbeat of two wounded hearts melding. Mia rushed from a corner of the cafe, where she'd been sitting with a nurse after her regular checkup, holding up a new drawing. "Uncle Mom, Bread Team." The drawing showed Ethan and Lily dressed as superheroes, holding sandwiches. Ethan laughed, his eyes brightening. "Captain Mia here." Lily smiled, her eyes sparkling as if she'd found hope. But drama exploded when Sarah called. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan just released a new rumor accusing Ms. Harper of selling fake paintings to the gallery 6 years ago. The media is in an uproar." Ethan felt regret. His eyes swept over Lily, his voice deep. "He wants to break you to take me down." Lily shot up, her voice trembling. "I never did that. I only turned down the contract because of Mia." Ethan held her shoulders, his eyes resolute. "I believe you. We'll contact the gallery to get the original contract." Lily nodded, her eyes sparkling, finding a foothold amidst the storm. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice breaking. After the meeting, Lily led Mia back to their Fisherman's Wharf apartment, the dim light from the street lamps filtering through the window. She was startled to find a white envelope slipped under the door, like a silent threat. With trembling hands, she opened it, her heart pounding. A letter from Robert proposing reconciliation, but with unexpected conditions. He would drop the lawsuit if Lily allowed Mia to meet him weekly. "Reconciliation?" Lily murmured, her eyes flaring with anger. "Does he think he can buy me?" Mia looked up, her innocent voice. "Mom, what does the white-haired man want?" Lily hugged her, her voice gentle. "Nothing, dear. I'll protect you." But the phone vibrated, a message from Robert. "Don't make me go to court, Lily. I just want to make amends." She shook with a mix of anger and a fleeting hint of remorse. At headquarters, Ethan and the team analyzed the original contract from the gallery, finding traces of Nathan's hacker in the forged documents. "We got him," Ethan said, his eyes glinting with determination. But Sarah reported, "Nathan has just contacted Robert, offering to have him as a witness against Ms. Harper." Ethan stood still, his eyes cold and sharp, like an animal cornered. The typing sound was a reminder that the crisis storm was not over. He looked out the window, thinking of Lily and Mia, his heart stirring from the flame of hope they had ignited. But did Nathan know Lily was hiding something that stunned even Ethan? A secret in the art contract that could change the entire battle? The sound of the gavel echoed through the San Francisco courtroom, like a hammer blow shattering the darkness surrounding Lily Harper. A harsh white light shone on her face, resolute yet emotional, as she stood next to Ethan Caldwell, the billionaire who fought alongside her. A silver necklace, a keepsake from her mother, glistened under the lights, engraved with the name Robert, her father, who had once rejected her but now wanted to make amends. Ethan, in a crumpled dark gray Armani suit, clasped her hand, his deep blue eyes shimmering with the determination of a CEO. "We won," he whispered, his deep voice like a promise. Lily nodded, her vision blurred with tears, but her heart raced at the thought of Mia, her 5-year-old daughter waiting at their Fisherman's Wharf apartment. In the courtroom, Nathan Reed's lawyer, who had accused Lily of fraud 6 years ago, stood silent as the judge reviewed evidence from Ethan's USB drive. The room buzzed as the screen displayed code snippets, proving Nathan hired hackers to create fake emails and documents. "Mr. Reed," the judge stated sternly, "the court finds you guilty of defamation, fines you $2 million, and revokes your AI contract." The gallery erupted. "Justice! Lily is innocent." Nathan turned pale, awkwardly leaving the courtroom, his gaze filled with hatred. But before exiting, he turned, his voice triumphant. "Caldwell, check contract number 4721 of Ms. Harper. It involves your wife." Ethan squeezed Lily's hand, his eyes flashing with resolve. "That number. I need to verify." Lily froze, her voice trembling. "What contract?" Ethan immediately called the gallery, his voice steady. "Check the 2018 contract, number 4721. The gallery confirmed. An abstract painting Lily created was a gift commissioned by Ethan's wife, Olivia, as a hopeful message before she passed away. Lily burst into tears, touching the necklace. "I didn't know she was your wife." Ethan gripped her shoulders, his voice hoarse. "Olivia wanted me to move on. And you helped me do that." A silence enveloped them, their heartbeats synchronized, eyes shimmering in the wake of the storm. Lily whispered, "Thank you, Ethan." He smiled, his gaze softening. "Thank you for giving me hope." In the afternoon, Ethan drove Lily and Mia back to the Fisherman's Wharf apartment, raindrops shimmering outside the window. Mia sat in the back seat, humming. "The Night Won." She held up her new drawing. Ethan donned armor, wielding a sandwich like a sword, protecting Lily and Mia. Lily laughed gently. "You naughty child." Ethan glanced in the mirror, his eyes sparkling. "Captain Mia here." But the smile faded as they opened the apartment door, and Robert Hayes stepped in, his silver hair glinting under the light. "Lily," he said, his voice hoarse, holding an old photo album. "I didn't come to sue. I came to apologize." Lily froze, clutching the necklace, anger in her eyes. "6 years ago, you called me a disgrace." Robert bowed his head, handing over the album. Photos of young Lily, her mother Emma, and secret pictures of Mia he had kept. "I've missed you every day," he said, his voice breaking. "Ethan told me about you and your daughter. I was hasty, but I only wanted to make amends." Lily trembled, her vision blurred by tears seeing her mother's photos. But she stood firm. "You think this album can erase the past?" Mia looked up, her voice innocent. "Silver-haired man, this is my mommy." Robert wept, kneeling, voice trembling. "Mia, you're my light." Ethan stood by Lily, holding her hand, his voice steady. "Lily, he has changed. I met him last week, saw pictures of you and Mia all over his house." Lily broke down, tears streaming, but her eyes glimmered as Robert presented a small box. "Your mother gifted you this necklace. Open the locket." Lily's hands trembled, opening the pendant, revealing an engraving. "Forever yours, Emma." Robert recounted, his voice rough. "Emma and I loved each other, but my family forced us apart. I rejected you under pressure, but I was wrong. Emma wanted you to forgive me." Lily cried, clutching the necklace, her eyes sparkling. "Mom wanted me to mend." Mia ran to Robert, hugging his leg. "Silver-haired man, don't make mommy cry." Robert smiled through his tears, hugging his granddaughter for the first time, tearing Lily apart. She looked at Ethan, her eyes glimmering. "I want to try. For Mia." Ethan held her hand tighter, softly. "You're stronger than anyone, Lily." The rain still tapped outside, but it felt like a gentle melody signaling hope. Lily agreed to let Mia meet Robert, but cautiously. "If you hurt her, I will not forgive." But the drama wasn't over. Sarah called Ethan. "Mr. Caldwell, Nathan was convicted, but he revealed one last detail. Ms. Harper's painting has a marking like her necklace." Ethan glanced at Lily, his eyes tinged with curiosity, recalling the small mark on the painting his wife loved. The rain echoed, reminding that the storm was not yet over. Lily held Mia, her eyes steadfast, but her heart trembled looking at Ethan. Would Ethan uncover the secret in Lily's painting? A secret connecting her to his wife that would change everything? Or would Robert's drama test the flame of hope they were nurturing together? The shimmering rain outside the Fisherman's Wharf apartment window was like a gentle melody mingling with the warm atmosphere inside. The yellow light cast on the abstract painting Lily Harper painted 6 years ago, a gift Olivia, Ethan Caldwell's wife, had commissioned for him. The hope symbol, a circle with a small star in the corner of the painting, glittered, matching Lily's silver necklace engraved with "Forever Yours, Emma." Lily stood silently, her finger touching the necklace, her eyes glittering with emotion. "My mother and Olivia," she whispered, her voice trembling. Ethan stood next to her, his deep blue eyes slightly astonished, his hand lightly touching the painting frame. Mia, a 5-year-old girl, was sitting on the worn-out carpet, busily drawing a new picture, humming. "Uncle Knight, Mom, Grandpa, big family." She held up the picture, giggling. "Fighting the bad guys together." Ethan chuckled, his voice deep. Artist Mia, the extraordinary. After the courtroom victory, where Nathan Reed was convicted of defamation, fined $2 million, and lost the AI contract, Ethan, Lily, and Robert Hayes, Lily's father, gathered at the apartment to unravel the painting's secret. Robert, his silver hair shining under the light, held a box containing letters from Emma, Lily's mother, the woman he once loved. "Lily," he said in a hoarse voice, "I was wrong to abandon you and Emma. Ethan told me about both of you, and I want to make amends." Lily squeezed Mia's hand, her gaze slightly doubtful. "In 1998, you rejected my mom when she was pregnant with me. Why the change now?" Robert bowed his head, offering the box. "Emma left this letter. It will explain." Lily opened the box, her hands trembling, taking out Emma's blue-inked letter. She read, her voice breaking. "Lily, you are your mother's light. Forgive your father, as I once forgave him. Olivia, my friend, helped me through difficulties when I was pregnant with you. The hope symbol on the necklace is the dream we shared. If you paint with this symbol, believe that it will take you where you need to be." Lily burst into tears, her eyes shining. "Olivia, my mother's friend." Robert trembled, his voice hoarse. "In 1998, Emma was pregnant with you, living in hardship. She sold paintings at a small gallery, met Olivia, a volunteer art student. They became friends, and Olivia helped Emma sell paintings to pay for the birth hospital fees. I only met Olivia once when she came to persuade me to take Emma back, but I refused due to family pressure." Ethan turned the frame over, his heart pounding as he found a short note taped to the back, in Olivia's handwriting. He read, his voice trembling. "Ethan, this painting is a gift I commissioned for you. Lily, who painted it, is the daughter of Emma, my friend in 1998. I saw her paintings at a gallery in 2016, recognized the hope symbol from Emma. I commissioned this painting to remember her and to bring hope to you." Ethan looked up, his eyes shining at Lily. "Olivia knew you were Emma's daughter. She wanted me to keep hope through your painting." Lily collapsed, clutching the necklace, tears rolling down. "My mom and Olivia, they connected us." Robert handed over an old photograph, his voice breaking, I've kept this from Emma." The photo showed Emma and Olivia in 1998, beaming at a gallery, Emma wearing the Hope necklace, Olivia holding a sketchbook with the same symbol. "I regret not reclaiming Emma," Robert said, his eyes misty. "But I won't lose you and my grandchild now." Mia ran over, holding up the big family painting. "Grandpa, Mom, Uncle Knight, together," Robert cried, kneeling to embrace his grandchild. "Mia, Grandpa is sorry." Lily stood still, her eyes shimmering as she looked at her father. "I want Mia to have a family. But if you make her sad, I won't forgive." Robert nodded, his voice hoarse. "I just want to be Mia's grandfather." Ethan held Lily's hand, his deep voice. "You are stronger than anyone, Lily. Emma and Olivia would be proud." Lily smiled, her eyes glistening as if finding light after the storm. Robert pledged to support Mia, hospital fees, school, but respected Lily as her mother. Mia called him Grandpa, making him smile through tears, hugging his grandchild tightly. Ethan looked at Lily, his eyes brightening, as if he saw Olivia smiling through her. Mia held up the painting, giggling. "Big family." Lily embraced her child, her eyes sparkling as she looked at Ethan, her heart stirred by budding love. The rain softened, like a melody of hope. Ethan, Lily, Mia, and Robert sat around the table, viewing photos of Emma and Olivia, laughing through tears. Lily clutched the necklace, her eyes determined. Her heart moved as Ethan touched her hand. But as they left the apartment, Ethan glanced at the painting one last time, his eyes curious. Was the hope symbol everything? Or did Olivia and Emma leave one final gift? Would Ethan dare to ask Lily a question that could change their lives forever? Or would this flame of hope burn brightly for eternity? The distant sound of waves from San Francisco Bay mingled with the magnificent sunset that painted the park near the Golden Gate Bridge in golden hues. The Thanksgiving atmosphere was filled with the scent of pumpkin pie and the cheerful laughter of families and friends gathering. Under the oak tree canopy, Lily Harper stood silently, the silver necklace engraved with "Forever Yours, Emma," gleaming in the sunlight, like a reminder of her mother and Olivia, the one who connected her with Ethan Caldwell. Mia, a 5-year-old girl, ran and jumped on the grass, her hair in 2 braids fluttering in the wind, holding a new drawing. "A super big family." She giggled, her voice clear. "Mom, where is the knight?" Lily smiled, her eyes sparkling, but her heart raced when she thought of Ethan, the billionaire who changed her and Mia's life. A few steps away, Ethan stood next to Robert Hayes, Lily's father, who once rejected her but was now a loving grandfather to Mia. Ethan, in a simple dark gray Armani suit, clutched a small ring box, his deep blue eyes showing a hint of nervousness. "Mr. Hayes, I need your blessing," he said in a low voice. Robert, his hair silver under the sunset, smiled warmly. "You brought my daughter and granddaughter back, Ethan. You have my whole heart." Ethan nodded, his gaze flashing with the resolve of a CEO. But his heart trembled with love for Lily and Mia, the blazing hope after 7 lonely years. That morning at the Fisherman's Wharf apartment, Ethan secretly prepared to propose, asking Mia to hold on to the ring. "The night will surprise Mom, right?" Mia asked, her eyes shining brightly. Ethan smiled, his voice soft. "That's right, Captain." But when he checked, Mia innocently confessed, "I hid the ring in a sandwich for Mom to find." Ethan panicked, dashed to the kitchen and tore the bread apart, flour flying everywhere. Lily walked in, laughing. "What are you doing, Mr. Bread?" Mia clapped her hands. "Mr. is so clumsy." Ethan blushed, awkwardly picked up the ring, flour sticking all over his hair, making the whole family burst out laughing. "This little girl," he murmured, his eyes shining, hiding the ring in his pocket, determined for a perfect proposal. At the park, the Thanksgiving event began, with a long table covered in white cloth, sparkling with candlelight. Robert stood up, his voice hoarse. "Today, I thank Lily and Mia for giving me the chance to be a father, a grandfather. And Ethan, you are the one who brought us together." Mia cheered. "Grandpa is great." Everyone laughed. Lily's eyes glittered as she looked at Robert, her heart warm with family reunited. Ethan held her hand, his voice deep. "Lily, I have something to say." He led her to the lawn, where the sunset shone, the distant waves like a love song. Ethan knelt down, opened the ring box, his eyes sparkling. "Lily Harper, you and Mia are my light. Olivia and Emma led me to you, and I want to spend my life protecting and loving you both. Will you marry me?" Lily froze, tears streaming down, her eyes shimmering with happiness. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice breaking. Mia ran over, hugged her mother's leg. "Mom, say yes." Lily laughed, knelt down to hug her daughter, then looked at Ethan. "Yes. I say yes." Ethan slid the ring onto her finger, the diamond sparkling, pulled her into his arms, his lips gently touching her forehead. Robert clapped, his eyes misty. "Congratulations, both of you." Everyone cheered, the sound of waves seemingly blending with the joy. Ethan stood up, his deep voice resonating. "Today, Lily and I introduced the Mia's Hope Charity Fund, helping children in need, just like how Mia and Lily brought hope to me." Mia held up the super big family drawing. "My fund." Everyone laughed brightly, the candles flickering like the symbol of hope from Emma and Olivia still burning bright. Lily hugged Ethan, her eyes glistening. "You are my destiny." He smiled, his voice gentle. "And you are my light." The sound of waves still crashed in the distance, like an eternal hope symphony. Ethan, Lily, Mia, and Robert stood under the sunset, family reunited, hearts beating in harmony. Their story closed, not just a happy ending, but a blaze igniting faith. Mia's laughter echoed as a reminder that love surpasses all barriers. If this journey moved you and made you smile, please comment, like, share, subscribe to True Millionaire Moments. Have you ever seen a small moment change a life like Ethan and Lily's? Share with us. You are always the motivation for us to grow every day. Thank you.